Township of Parsippany-Troy Hills Annual Reorganization Meeting of the Township Council, January 5th, 2022. Introduction, posting of notice. Adequate notice of this meeting has been provided in accordance with the requirements of the Open Public Meetings Law by filing the notice in the office of the Township Clerk and by posting the meeting notice on the bulletin board at the Municipal Building on December 22nd, 2021, where it has remained posted since that date. A legal notice appeared in the Daily Record on December 28th, 2021, and the New York Star Ledger on December 27th, 2021. Note, council meetings are videotaped and aired on Public Access Channel 21 at 7 p.m. Sundays and Wednesdays, and are also available for viewing at www.parsippany.net. If I can ask everyone to please stand for the flag salute. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call. Mr. Karifi?
Here.
Mr. DePiero?
Here.
Ms. Grignani?
Here.
Mr. Neglia?
Here.
Mr. Musella?
Here.
Also in attendance are Mayor Jamie Barbario and Business Administrator Fred Carr and Township Clerk Khaled Madden. Upcoming meetings, January 5th, 2022 at 7 p.m. agenda meeting, and January 18th, 2022 at 7 p.m. regular meeting. Moving on to appointments, at this time I'd like to accept nominations for Council President.
I'd like to nominate Michael DePiero for Council President.
Second.
Okay, so I have a nomination by Ms. Grignani, seconded by Mr. Karifi. Roll call, Mr. Karifi.
Yes.
Mr. DePiero.
Yes.
Ms. Grignani.
Yes.
Mr. Musella.
Yes.
Mr. Neglia.
Yes.
Congratulations, Council President.
Thank you.
At this time, I'm going to go ahead and hand over the gavel to you. There you go.
Okay, thank you. Okay, I'll open the position for Council Vice President. Nominations?
Nominate Loretta Grignani.
Second.
Nomination made by Mr. Karifi, seconded by Mr. Neglia. Roll call. Mr. Karifi.
Yes.
Ms. Grignani.
Yes.
Mr. Musella.
Here.
Mr. Neglia.
Yes.
And Mr. DePiero.
Yes.
Okay, congratulations, Council Vice President.
Thank you.
We have some dignitaries here I would like to introduce. We have Sheriff Gannon.
Happy New Year.
Thank you.
Betty Lou, you're still Assemblywoman, right? Yes, I am. For what, 3 more days or something? Assemblywoman Betty Lou DeCruz? Commissioner Thomas Strangelo.
Happy and healthy, most important.
Healthy, most important, thank you. And we also have Larry Kasha. And I would like to also offer a happy and healthy new year to everyone. Okay, appointments for committees and boards. Board of Education Council Liaison, 1-year term, Frank Neglia. Craftsman Farms Foundation, Council Representative, 1-year term, myself. Economic Development Advisory Committee, Council Liaison, a 1-year term, Loretta Grignani. And we also have members for appointment that the council will have to vote on. Raviram Metapati, Ray Dikpali. Raviram is a reappointment. Ray Dikpali is new. Dr. Maheda, he replaces Justin Mazzella. Since Justin is now a councilman, he no longer will be a regular appointee to that committee. So, if you want to take and also Robert Paluso, who's also on the committee now.
Okay, could I have a motion on those members?
Motion.
A motion made by Mr. Neglia, seconded by Mr. Karifi. A roll call. Mr. Karifi.
Yes.
Ms. Grignani.
Yes.
Mr. Musella.
Yes.
Mr. Neglia.
Yes.
And Mr. DePiero.
Yes.
Motion passes.
Emergency Services Council, Council Liaison, 1-year term, Paul Karifi. Environmental Advisory Committee, Council Liaison, one-year term, Justin Masella. Finance Committee, Council Liaison, one-year term, Loretta Graniani, and also one-year term, Frank Neglia. We have two council members that make up our Finance Committee. Fire Prevention Bureau, Council Liaison, one-year term, Paul Carifi. Historic Preservation Advisory Committee, Council Liaison, one-year term, Justin Masella. Member, three-year term, Sheriff Samsudin, and the other member, three-year term, Barbara Seaman. Those are reappointments.
Okay,
I entertain a motion.
Motion.
Second.
motion made by Ms. Grignani, seconded by Mr. Karifi. Roll call. Mr. Karifi?
Yes.
Ms. Grignani?
Yes.
Mr. Musella?
Yes.
Mr. Neglia?
Yes.
And Mr. DePiero?
Yes.
Motion passes.
Library Board of Trustees, Council Liaison, one-year term, Frank Neglia. Morris County League of Municipalities, Representative, one-year term, Justin Masella. Municipal Alliance Committee, one-year term, Loretta Graniani. Municipal Government Transparency Committee, Council Liaison, one-year term, Justin Masella. And we have existing members, John Beeler, Dave Kaplan, and Nancy Snyder. A new one-year term is Chris Mazzarella. And we have one vacancy to replace Pat Pataccia at some point in the near future. I'll just make that available, known to everybody. Entertain a motion?
Motion.
Second.
Motion made by Ms. Grignani, seconded by Mr. Neglia. Roll call. Mr. Karifi?
Yes.
Ms. Grignani?
Yes.
Mr. Musella?
Yes.
Mr. Neglia?
Yes.
Mr. DePiero?
Yes.
Motion passes.
Open Space Committee, member for 3 years, myself. And member for reappointment for 3 years, Len Sipkins. Entertain a motion for a vote?
Motion.
Second.
Motion made by Ms. Grignani, seconded by Mr. Karifi. Roll call. Mr. Karifi?
Yes.
Ms. Grignani?
Yes.
Mr. Musella?
Yes.
Mr. Neglia?
Yes.
Mr. DePiero?
Yes.
Motion passes.
Parsippany Area Chamber of Commerce, representative, one-year term, Paul Carifi. Parsippany Child Daycare Center, council liaison, one-year term, Loretta Graniani. Planning Board, Class 3 member, the council must nominate and elect someone for that.
Could I have a nomination, please?
Nominate Mr. DePiero.
Second?
Second.
Okay, so a nomination for Mr. DePiero. Roll call. Mr. Karifi?
Yes.
Ms. Grignani?
Yes.
Mr. Musella?
Yes.
Mr. Neglia?
Yes.
And you can't really vote on your own, but so Mr. DePiero will abstain on that vote. Motion passes.
I believe that makes 27 years I'll have be serving on the planning board.
Loretta and I weren't even born then.
And thank you, council members. Police Athletic League, council liaison, one-year term, Paul Carifi. Recreation Advisory Committee, council liaison, two-year term, Frank Neglia. And a new appointment, member, three-year term, Sandy Neglia. Entertain a motion.
Motion.
Second.
Motion made by Ms. Grignani, seconded by Mr. Karifi. Roll call. Mr. Karifi?
Yes.
Ms. Grignani? Ms. Grignani?
You vote, sorry.
Yes.
Mr. Musella?
Yes.
Mr. Neglia?
Yes.
Mr. DePiero?
Yes.
Motion passes.
A little bit of nepotism here, but that's all right.
Well, that's why I asked, if I vote on it or recuse.
It doesn't matter.
Okay.
You're not gonna,
He has to go home tonight, so. he
yeah,
has to-
yeah.
I
Exactly.
appreciate that.
You're welcome.
That, I was thinking how to say that, but that's a good way to put it. Oh, by the way, Frank Neglia was serving on that committee. He can't now as a council member also. So, that produced the vacancy that Sandra is now filling. Traffic Advisory Committee, Council Liaison, myself. Member, three-year term. These are reappointments. Karen Blunt, Diana Cantrella, who's the chairwoman, Robert Quinn, Vincent Schindel, Nancy Snyder, and a new member to be appointed, Danny Desai. Entertain a motion.
Motion?
Second.
Motion made by Ms. Grignani, seconded by Mr. Neglia. Roll call, Mr. Karifi.
Yes.
Ms. Grignani?
Yes.
Mr. Musella?
Yes.
Mr. Neglia?
Yes.
Mr. DePiero?
Yes.
Motion passes.
And now for the Zoning Board of Adjustment. We have one new member, but, as you recall, we have an alternate number 1 and an alternate number 2, and the proper process is for the new member to become the alternate number 2. The alternate number 2 moves to 1, and the alternate number 1 becomes the new regular member. That being the sequence, the new alternate number 1 will be Casey Parikh. Alternate number 2, which is a new appointment, Chris Mazzarella. And our regular member moving up from alternate number 1 is Scott Jaskowitz. Entertain a motion.
Motion?
Second.
Motion made by Ms. Grignani, seconded by Mr. Karifi. Roll call, Mr. Karifi.
Yes.
Ms. Grignani?
Yes.
Mr. Musella?
Yes.
Mr. Neglia?
Yes.
And Mr. DePiero?
Oh, I didn't see her come in. We also have a new distinguished guest, Congresswoman Mickey Sherrill.
Good evening.
Welcome.
Good evening.
Just get a yes on that one.
Okay, for resolutions.
Mike, I need you to just
Mike,
vote
you have
yes.
Pardon?
I need you to vote yes, because you didn't vote. You were the last vote.
Yes.
Thank you. Sorry.
Well, I got interrupted with the introduction. Sorry about that. Now resolutions.
Okay.
001.
Okay, resolution R 2022-001, motion to approve the above resolution by myself.
Second?
Well, designation of official newspaper.
Okay, well, you didn't tell me how to say
I
that.
didn't tell you that.
You just have to read the title.
Okay. Designation of official newspaper, motion to approve the above resolution by myself.
Second?
Motion made by Mr. Neglia, seconded by Ms. Grignani. Roll call, Mr. Karifi.
Yes.
Ms. Grignani?
Yes.
Mr. Musella?
Yes.
Mr. Neglia?
Yes.
Mr. DePiero?
Yes.
Motion passes.
Resolution 2022-002, designation of newspapers to receive notices. Motion?
Second.
Motion made by Ms. Grignani, seconded by Mr. Karifi. Roll call, Mr. Karifi.
Yes.
Ms. Grignani?
Yes.
Mr. Musella?
Yes.
Mr. Neglia?
Yes.
Mr. DePiero?
Yes.
Motion passes.
Resolution 2022-003, authorizing the township assessor to take certain actions to prosecute and defend tax appeals. Motion to approve the above resolution made by myself.
Second?
Motion made by Mr. Karifi, seconded by Ms. Grignani. Roll call, Mr. Karifi.
Yes.
Ms. Grignani?
Yes.
Mr. Musella?
Yes.
Mr. Neglia?
Yes.
Mr. DePiero?
Yes.
Motion passes.
Justin?
2022-004, granting fee exemptions in connection with permits for construction, zoning, engineering, fire prevention, health, parks and forestry, and recreation departments. Motion to approve the resolution by myself.
Second.
Motion made by Mr. Musella, seconded by Mr. Neglia. Roll call, Mr. Karifi.
Yes.
Ms. Grignani?
Yes.
Mr. Musella?
Yes.
Mr. Neglia?
Yes.
Mr. DePiero?
Yes.
Motion passes.
Resolution 2022-005, designating an employee to serve as public agency compliance officer, PACO.
Can I get a second?
Motion approved by myself. Second.
Motion made by Mr. Neglia, seconded by Mr. Karifi. Roll call, Mr. Karifi.
Yes.
Ms. Grignani?
Yes.
Mr. Musella?
Yes.
Mr. Neglia?
Yes.
Mr. DePiero?
Yes.
Motion passes.
Resolution 2022-006, authorizing the township tax collector to charge a penalty on delinquent taxes, assessments, or other municipal liens or charges. Approval of this resolution by myself.
Second.
Motion made by Ms. Grignani, seconded by Mr. Neglia. Roll call. Mr. Karifi.
Yes.
Ms. Grignani.
Yes.
Mr. Musella.
Yes.
Mr. Neglia.
Yes.
Mr. DePiero.
Yes.
Motion passes.
Resolution 2022-007, authorizing the township tax collector to charge interest on delinquent taxes, assessments, or other municipal liens or charges. Motion to approve the above resolution made by myself.
Get a second? Motion made by Mr. Karifi, seconded by Mr. Neglia. Roll call. Mr. Karifi.
Yes.
Ms. Grignani.
Yes.
Mr. Musella.
Yes.
Mr. Neglia.
Yes.
Mr. DePiero.
Yes.
Motion passes.
Resolution 2022-008, authorizing the award of a contract for professional services to Monica Medine Esquire of the law firm Medine and Medine LLC as municipal prosecutor. Motion to approve the above resolution by myself, seconded by...
Second.
Motion made by Mr. Musella, seconded by Mr. Karifi. Roll call. Mr. Karifi.
Yes.
Ms. Grignani.
Yes.
Mr. Musella.
Yes.
Mr. Neglia.
Yes.
Mr. DePiero.
Yes.
Motion passes.
Resolution 2022-009, authorizing the award of a contract for professional service to Raymond E. Rivera Esquire of the law firm Skernency Hollerbeck LLC as special legal counsel. Motion to approve the above resolution by myself.
Second.
Motion made by Mr. Neglia, seconded by Mr. Karifi. Roll call. Mr. Karifi.
Yes.
Ms. Grignani.
Yes.
Mr. Musella.
Yes.
Mr. Neglia.
Yes.
Mr. DePiero.
Yes.
Motion passes.
Resolution 2022-010, authorizing the award of a contract for professional services to Joseph A. Garcia Esquire of the law firm Cleary, Giancobi, Alfredi, and Jacobs LLC as special legal counsel.
Second.
Motion made by Ms. Grignani, seconded by Mr. Neglia. Roll call. Mr. Karifi.
Yes.
Ms. Grignani.
Yes.
Mr. Musella.
Yes.
Mr. Neglia.
Yes.
Mr. DePiero.
Yes.
Motion passes.
Resolution 2022-011, authorizing the award of a contract for professional services to Matthew P. Lyons Esquire of the law firm Gebhardt and Kiefer, P.C., as special legal counsel. Motion to approve above resolution by myself.
Second.
Motion made by Mr. Karifi, seconded by Ms. Grignani. Roll call. Mr. Karifi.
Yes.
Ms. Grignani.
Yes.
Mr. Musella.
Yes.
Mr. Neglia.
Yes.
Mr. DePiero.
Yes.
Motion passes.
Resolution 2022-012, authorizing the award of a contract for professional services to Michael B. Lavery Esquire of the firm of Lavery, Salvaggi, Abramides, and Cohen as township attorney.
Second.
Motion made by Mr. Musella, seconded by Mr. Karifi. Roll call. Mr. Karifi.
Yes.
Ms. Grignani.
Yes.
Mr. Musella.
Yes.
Mr. Neglia.
Yes.
And Mr. DePiero.
Yes. Let's hold up on the process for a minute and ask our new township attorney to join us.
Thank you. Looking forward to working with
Welcome.
you.
Okay, Frank, we can continue.
Thank you. Resolution 2022-013, authorizing the award of a contract for professional service to Justin A. Marchetta, Esquire of the law firm Inglesino, Webster,
Wicascala.
Wicascala, and Taylor LLC as special legal counsel. Motion to approve the above resolution by myself.
Second.
Thanks for the help on that.
Motion made by Mr. Neglia, seconded by Ms. Grignani. Roll call. Mr. Karifi.
Yes.
Ms. Grignani.
Yes.
Mr. Musella.
Yes.
Mr. Neglia.
Yes.
Mr. DePiero.
Yes.
Motion passes.
Resolution 2022-014, authorizing the award of a contract for professional services to Alphonse A. DeMayo Esquire of the law firm Alphonse A. DeMayo, P.C., as public defender. Motion to approve by myself.
Second.
Motion made by Ms. Grignani, seconded by Mr. Karifi. Roll call. Mr. Karifi.
Yes.
Ms. Grignani.
Yes.
Mr. Musella.
Yes.
Mr. Neglia.
Yes.
Mr. DePiero.
Yes.
Motion passes.
Resolution 2022-015, authorizing the award of a contract for professional services to Everett M. Johnson, Esquire, of the law firm Willents, Goldman, and Spitzer, PA, as bond counsel. Motion to approve above resolution by myself.
Second.
Motion made by Mr. Karifi, seconded by Mr. Neglia. Roll call, Mr. Karifi.
Yes.
Ms. Grignani.
Yes.
Mr. Musella.
Yes.
Mr. Neglia.
Yes.
Mr. DePiero.
Yes.
Motion passes.
Resolution 2022-016, authorizing the award of a contract for professional services to Fairview Insurance Agency Associates as broker of record and risk manager. Motion to approve?
Second.
Motion made by Mr. Musella, seconded by Mr. Karifi. Roll call, Mr. Karifi.
Yes.
Ms. Grignani.
Yes.
Mr. Musella.
Yes.
Mr. Neglia.
Yes.
Mr. DePiero.
Yes.
Motion passes.
Resolution 2022-017, authorizing the award of a contract for professional services to Millennium Strategies LLC as a grant consultant. Motion to approve the above resolution by myself.
Second.
Motion made by Mr. Neglia, seconded by Ms. Grignani. Roll call, Mr. Karifi.
Yes.
Ms. Grignani.
Yes.
Mr. Musella.
Yes.
Mr. Neglia.
Yes.
Mr. DePiero.
Yes.
Motion passes.
Resolution 2022-018, authorizing the award of a contract for professional services to Nicholas J. Netta of Netta Architects as architect. Motion to approve by myself.
Second.
Motion made by Ms. Grignani, seconded by Mr. Neglia. Roll call, Mr. Karifi.
Yes.
Ms. Grignani.
Yes.
Mr. Musella.
Yes.
Mr. Neglia.
Yes.
Mr. DePiero.
Yes.
Motion passes.
Resolution 2022-019, authorizing the award of a contract for professional services to NW Financial Group, LLC, as financial advisor. Motion to approve the above resolution made by myself.
Second.
Motion made by Mr. Karifi, seconded by Ms. Grignani. Roll call, Mr. Karifi.
Yes.
Ms. Grignani.
Yes.
Mr. Musella.
Yes.
Mr. Neglia.
Yes.
And Mr. DePiero.
Yes. Can I just ask a question on that one, Mayor? What is this financial advisor going to do?
Sorry.
What is the financial advisor going to do?
Well, they basically gives us, recommendations and stuff like that, from what I understand. We always have, NW Financial. Not always, those are the types of firms. Usually if you're doing, like a pilot program, you would go to them, stuff like that, to see if it's happening.
Oh, that's what that guy was with the monotone that
Yes.
would put us to sleep?
Yeah, exactly.
You guys know who I mean, right?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Resolution 2022-020, authorizing the award of a contract for professional services to John Paul Velez, Esquire, of the law firm Abore Velez LLC as public defender. Motion to approve the resolution?
Second.
Motion made by Ms. Grignani, seconded by, motion made by Mr. Musella, seconded by Ms. Grignani. Roll call, Mr. Karifi.
Yes.
Ms. Grignani.
Yes.
Mr. Musella.
Yes.
Mr. Neglia.
Yes.
Mr. DePiero.
Yes.
Motion passes.
And now I will entertain a motion to open this meeting to the public.
No, we
I got
never
one more.
stopped you.
Yeah,
We
one
have
more.
to do the accounting firm.
2022.
We have to do the accounting firm.
No, that's, we're not doing that at this time. We're not doing that at this time. We're gonna
Okay.
do that at the next meeting.
And we take off the one on the vets?
And that was taken off as well.
Okay. I was out of order down here.
Yeah.
I forgot. Sorry, thank you.
Okay. So that's.
Council President,
When is
you
that?
can proceed.
We're okay?
Yeah, we're good to go.
I'll entertain a motion to open to the public hearing.
Make a motion?
Second.
Motion made by Mr. Karifi, seconded by Ms. Grignani. Roll call, Mr. Karifi.
Yes.
Ms. Grignani.
Yes.
Mr. Musella.
Yes.
Mr. Neglia.
Yes.
Mr. DePiero.
Yes.
Okay, the floor is open on any matter.
Anyone wishing to speak, come forward, sign in, state your name and address. You have 5 minutes.
Good evening, everyone.
Good
My name
evening.
is Jason Cleffy. First and foremost, I'd like to congratulate the new member of the council. Make Parsippany great again. Came to speak to you tonight, short and brief. as everybody knows, I've been here numerous times. Problem that happened at our facility back in August of incident that everybody from my building was vindicated of, from the Parsippany Police and the Sheriff's Department of Morris County. My contract was suspended due to what happened at my building. I just came to ask, when would I be able to go back to work to fulfill my contract that's not up for renewal till February. I've been off now, like I said, since August. It's like 100 and something days. And there's been a lot of damage done to my business. What was done in the town by certain people, I'd rather not discuss it. I know there's been some word of things that have been filed with torts. It's just there. I'm not doing nothing yet. That's why I came to talk to everybody. I just want to know if anybody could give me an idea when I could go back to helping a town that I truly do love. I do business in the town. I saved a lot of people today on Route 10, about 60 cars. I took off the ice collision. All I want to know is, does anybody have any indication of when my company could go back to doing what we do best in town, helping people in this town in need of an accident, a tow? That's why I came here today, and I came to congratulate everyone here on your new position. And I look forward to the town getting back to where it was and growing and being Parsippany that everybody loves to be in. That's why I came tonight.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, everybody. Somebody could call me and let me know. My phone's on.
Okay.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Anyone else wish to speak?
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Let me sign this real quick. Hi. My name is Terry Baird. I live at 180 Parsippany Road in the Whippany section of Hanover Township. I'd like to congratulate Mayor Barbario and the new council members, and I look forward to working with your town still. With our Hanover Township has a shared services agreement with Parsippany in reference to our animal control. And I wanted to tell you that I've been extremely happy with the turnaround of the Parsippany Animal Control and Shelter. And I would really want to thank your ACOs, your animal control officers. They are the hardest working, most wonderful people to work with. I've been involved with TNR in my town, and I pretty much did my town. So I need to venture off and help other people. So Heidi asked me to, and a friend of mine, to do one of your largest apartment complexes in the town. That would be Knoll Gardens. And we started on Tuesday, July 7th. There were well over 60 cats in the apartment complex, and they had been creating much trouble over many, many years. If you're a longtime council member, I'm sure you've heard many complaints over the years. And the old method of trap and kill did not work. So July 7th of 2020, my friend Gail and I started there, and we were there every Tuesday night through December. And Heidi would give us allotted times or allotted slots that could be gone, because it was hard to get appointments because of COVID, so at the clinic to get them TNR'd. What we did is we pulled out every friendly cat, and we pulled out all the kittens. They went and got socialized, and they all went up for adoption through the shelter itself. Any that required medical attention. In fact, there was one particular one that was sort of left in the parking lot. His name was Big Boy. He had a problem with his eyes. We had a fundraiser to help pay for his eye surgery, and he is now a friendly cat and will soon be going up for adoption as a special needs cat. I can tell you now, I've made many friends in that apartment, so I have many people that look out for me. They're like my eyes and my ears. So if any new cat comes around that they don't recognize or that's not ear tipped, or if there are any other kittens that show up, I get a call. So through 2020, everything was fine. This past spring, 2021, I'm alerted. I saw a mama cat and 5 kittens. I go in right away. I caught the mom, the father. They were both TNR'd, they weren't friendly. And the 5 kittens, because your animal control officers are so professional and so friendly to the cats, what they did is actually those 5 kittens, even though they were full of fleas when I got them and I took them to Heidi, she took them home and cleaned them up, and then eventually they were taken to the shelter and they were also adopted. So I want to let you know that there are volunteers that work with Parsippany Animal Control and Shelter, like myself and my friend Gail, and we are sort of the troubleshooters, like going into an apartment complex that has 74 buildings, I believe, and over 78 buildings, 1,174 apartments, was a huge, huge undertaking. But the 2 of us were able to accomplish that goal. And now I'll drive through at night and I'll look, I look like a spy with my binoculars and, my flashlight's always in my pocket. But I feel that that's a big accomplishment for me because I've done some big colonies in my town, 65,
It sounds like it, and we thank you
Yeah.
very much for your
So,
volunteering.
and now the population is less than half of what it was.
Very good.
And it
Thank
will
you.
continue to go
Thank you
down.
very
So
much.
thank you very much for giving me your time, and have a nice evening. Thank you.
Thank you very much for what you do. We really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
There's no solution there.
Okay.
Good evening, everybody. Congratulations on
Good
the
evening.
council positions and Mayor Barbeau. I just have a few
Name,
questions.
please. Your name
Oh,
and
sorry.
address.
My name's Brian Alvarez. I'm the Senior Account Supervisor at Ajaco Towing. I just have a few questions. On Monday morning, we were delivered by Police Officer Levy a new addendum to the towing ordinance. I'm not sure if anybody is aware of this. I filed through all of the motions to accept new addendums to the any ordinances in the town since this past year. I have not seen this in there at all. If I could give this. My question is if you guys are aware of the new addendum that has been delivered to all the towing companies, and if not, if there's going to be a vote on it to when it's going to be added to the ordinance, when that date would be, so we can prepare to come to, have an argument of discussion about it, not argument of, but to, kind of denounce what they're requesting, because there's certain things in there that kind of go against, people's privacies, we believe, in that addendum. Again, that's all I'm here for, and again, everybody, congratulations and thank you.
Thank you.
And if you leave your phone number and name.
You
Our
signed
township
in, you left your
clerk.
name and number, right?
Yeah, it's
Alright.
the same phone number for the company that's.
All right, so once we have an answer, you'll be contacted.
Yeah, just so I know, because I'm part of filing for the contracts, so I just need to know if it is going to be put through that we have time to put all the proper paperwork together because they're asking for it by
Understood.
February
So-
1st.
Okay, your question is to know if you need to comply with this addendum, is that what you're asking?
Correct, because
Okay.
it's not in the ordinance at all, and I didn't see any votes on it.
He wants to know what action we're going to take on that.
Yeah.
If any.
Yeah.
If any.
Because it may be something that's just originated from the police, so we'll get back to you.
Correct, yeah, because as per Officer Levy, it was left on his desk Monday morning to deliver, so. All right, thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Anyone else wish to speak? Seeing no one come forward, entertain a motion to close the public hearing.
Motion.
Second.
Motion made by Mr. Neglia, seconded by Mr. Karifi. Roll call. Mr. Karifi?
Yes.
Ms. Grignani?
Yes.
Mr. Musella?
Yes.
Mr. Neglia?
Yes.
Mr. DePiero?
Yes.
Floor is closed.
Okay, and for our organization meeting, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
Motion.
Second?
Motion made by, who made the motion? I'm sorry? Motion made by Mr. Karifi, seconded by Ms. Grignani. Roll call. Mr. Karifi?
Yes.
Ms. Grignani?
Yes.
Mr. Musella?
Yes.
Mr. Neglia?
Yes.
Mr. DePiero?
Yes.
Happy New Year. We're adjourned, everyone.
Okay, we'll take a 5-minute recess and then start our agenda meeting. Okay, I will call this Township Council agenda meeting of January 5th, 2022 to order. Posting of notice. Adequate notice of this meeting has been provided in accordance with the requirements of the Open Public Meetings Law by filing a notice in the office of the Township Clerk and by posting the meeting notice on the bulletin board at the municipal building on December 22nd, 2021, where it has remained posted since that date. A legal notice appeared in the Daily Record on December 28th, 2021, and the Newark Star Ledger on December 27th, 2021.
Sir.
Note council meetings are videotaped and aired on Cablevision Public Access Channel 21 at 11 a.m. on Sundays and are also available for viewing at www.parsippany.net. Please join me in the flag salute.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call, please.
Okay, we have Mr. Karifi.
Here.
Ms. Grignani.
Here.
Mr. Musella.
Here.
Mr. Neglia.
Here.
Mr. DePiero.
Here.
Also in attendance are Business Administrator Fred Carr, Mayor Jamie Barbario, CFO Juan Uribe, Township Attorney Michael Lavery, Township Clerk Colette Madden, Council President. We have a quorum. We may begin.
Thank you. Upcoming meetings, January 18th, 2022 at 7 PM, regular meeting, and February 1st, 2022 at 7 PM, agenda meeting. The minutes, I guess we will approve at our
Next meeting.
regular meeting. Any presentations, Mayor?
None. As of right now, I have really nothing to report, as yesterday was my first day, and I'm still setting up, getting my computers and everything like that, but I would like to make one comment if I may. First, I want to thank the Township Council for your support and your approvals of all the professionals and stuff like that. I'm looking forward to working with you in 2022, 23, 24, and 25, and putting Parsippany back on the right track. So I want to thank you. And I'm looking forward to working with our Township Attorney, Michael Lavery, and everybody else up here in the dais. And thank you for the opportunity.
Okay, thank you, Mayor. Town Council, anything?
Not at this time.
Township Attorney?
Nothing, Council President.
Nothing.
Other than to say I'm honored to be sitting up here with.
Okay, that's good. That's good.
Council President, can I just make one comment?
Sure.
Just want to say a really big thank you to all of the fire companies, volunteers, first responders that went to the fire yesterday, and they were out in the cold, freezing temperatures, and we're really lucky to have such a great force like that do that.
And as you, and I, well, segue off of that, as you're aware that the Green Hill Shopping Center, most of it, and half of it really has been devastated. Tax assessor will be going out, for assessments and, possibly lowering to help out the individuals who were affected.
Just as a hint, I remember Frank Perry used to buy coffee and donuts for all the firemen out there doing that.
They had a whole table already set up. And I think you brought something too, Justin, correct? Yeah, but they
Did
didn't.
Very good.
But they only drink Starbucks, and no, I'm kidding.
Okay, business administrator,
Sir, I have nothing.
township clerk.
Council President, as we discussed, I'm just going to jump quickly to the non-consent agenda. We have an add-on. It was supposed to be on the reorg agenda, so just we can do it because they've been patiently waiting in the audience, if I may.
Please.
Okay, it's R22-21, awarding a contract to Nisavacia LLP for professional services as township auditor. May I please have a motion?
Motion.
Second.
Motion made by Mr. Karifi, seconded by Ms. Grignani. Roll call, Mr. Karifi.
Yes.
Ms. Grignani.
Yes.
Mr. Musella.
Yes.
Mr. Neglia.
Yes.
Mr. DePiero.
Yes.
Motion passes. That's all I have, Council President. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Township officers, committees, reports?
Not at
Okay,
this time.
not at this time. Engineering report, not at this time. Correspondence, none at this time. Bids taken, 12/17/21, Craftsman Farms Log House Kitchen Restoration and Annex Rehabilitation. I think that's a rebid. To be taken, 1/26/22, Pump Station Number 4, Gravity Conversion Project. And that's it. I'll entertain a motion to open the public hearing.
Motion.
Second.
Motion made by Mr. Karifi, seconded by Ms. Grignani. Roll call, Mr. Karifi.
Yes.
Ms. Grignani.
Yes.
Mr. Musella.
Yes.
Mr. Neglia.
Yes.
Mr. DePiero.
Yes.
Floor is open to the public on any matter. Seeing no one?
So it's on, yes.
Yeah.
Do I have to sign in?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Phone, yes.
So you missed the last public hearing, but you made this one.
Do I have to say my name again?
Yes, your name and address.
Gail Baldessari, 69 Reynolds Avenue in Whippany. And we can speak on any matter?
Yes.
I'll be very brief. I just want to welcome the new year. I actually met the mayor
Food down, yeah.
at Food Town.
Yep.
We had a little rendezvous. And I was working with my rescue group, Wise Animal Rescue, and he was kind enough to come over and give me a donation. And we began to speak, and I am also a volunteer with Animal Control here in Parsippany. I help them with their TNR program, and we started to speak about this. And I just want to tell you, I've been working with Heidi, Kim, and Caitlin now since the program basically began. And I can tell you it is a very successful program. We worked very, very hard. I've worked sometimes till 2 o'clock in the morning, many, many times. I know that we've cut the population down very much, and I just want to say that TNR is a proactive reduction of cats in the community, whereas calling in to complain about something is not. If you don't have a proactive approach to the problem of animal control, it doesn't work. And just to let you know that if you look at the Health and Human Services website, on the government websites, there are 70 to 90 million feral cats living on the streets from coast to coast in the United States. It's not something you can euthanize your way out of. There is another approach, which is TNR, and that is what the city has adopted. I just hope that I can continue to work with Animal Control on this very important
very proactive, money-saving for the city program, and I'm proud to be a volunteer. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
very much.
Just for the residents who have been listening to some of the complaints we had from that one neighborhood, I've asked our two volunteers to work with Heidi to go to that particular neighborhood to see if there's anything else we can do there. You all know which neighborhood I'm talking about.
Yes.
Anyone else wish to speak? Deacon Don?
We need
That's always,
those.
that's always in order.
We need them.
It's nice to see you again, by the way.
Okay, okay. Okay, yeah, yeah.
I had to do this. Robert Iyer Kane, 47 New England Drive, Chairman of the Zoning Board, 31 years I've served. Stood up here 3 years ago, was quite emotional, and my Italian temper and my Italian blood drew me in a way I shouldn't have done. But I want to tell you, today's one of my happiest days. Seeing this man return to the mayoral. God bless you all. I'm here to work with you. The door is open to the zoning board. We don't close that door. So please stop by and see what we do. Loretta has many years of experience and she knows. And, I wasn't wrong when I called him a lightweight. So that's it.
Thank you for your service, Bob. Anyone else wish to speak? Seeing no one come forward, entertain a motion to close.
Motion.
Second.
Motion made by Mr. Karifi, seconded by Mr. Neglia. Roll call. Mr. Karifi.
Yes.
Ms. Grignani.
Yes,
Mr. Musella.
Yes.
Mr. Neglia.
Yes.
Mr. DePiero.
Yes.
Floor is closed.
Okay, the ordinances we will do at our next meeting, the resolutions also. So what we have at the end is the approval of payroll and bills list. Mrs. Grignani?
CFO Juan Urbay recommends authorization for payment. One, authorize payment of the 1/7/2022 regular payroll estimated at $2,100,000. Two, payment of bills from voucher list of 12/30/21, estimate totaling $1,028,017.89. Motion to approve.
Motion.
Motion made by Ms. Grignani, seconded
Second.
by Mr. Neglia. Roll call. Mr. Karifi.
Yes.
Ms. Grignani.
Yes,
Mr. Musella.
Yes.
Mr. Neglia.
Yes.
Mr. DePiero.
Yes.
Motion passes.
Okay, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
Take a motion.
second.
Motion made by Mr. Karifi, seconded by Ms. Grignani. Roll call. Mr. Karifi.
Yes.
Ms. Grignani.
Yes.
Mr. Musella.
Yes.
Mr. Neglia.
Yes.
Mr. DePiero.
Yes,
Have a good night, everyone. We're adjourned. Good night.
meeting is adjourned. You gonna take a picture, Frank?
See my eye?
I'll,
Said eye surgery. One copy.
All right, where did Frank go? Frank,
Frank, you can take
stand behind us.
Oh, collect. Yes.
Should I get on my knees? Swing it a little closer, I guess.
I'll bring a hearing aid with me this time. That'd be good, because if not, then we're gonna have to yell at them. Which is okay. Oh, let me get out of the way, because it's the council.
hopefully,
Because I don't want to do it. Advertising.
Bob.
Welcome aboard. I hear a lot about good things about you.
Thank you, thank you.
Talking to someone about